I'm not gonna lie, we haven't had spicy time in a while either, and that was part of my thinking here. But I thought it would be a nice thing to do for her, and a nice morning to spend with the kids, and it was. I thought maybe we could all go to the park later since it was a nice day. My wife ended up waking up around 7 a.m., normally 5:30 or 6 for her, and came down to see what was going on. I could see that she was hiding her anger for the kids. She smiled and said, "Isn't that a nice thing Daddy did?" But the look she gave me was glaring. And she said to my 4-year-old son, "Why don't you take your sister to watch TV?" When they went to the next room, she started whispering quietly at me like, "What the hell were you thinking? Why would you do something like that? Why would you let me sleep in? Do you think I'm a bad mother?" Honestly, this kinda got my hackles up because I did nothing wrong here, and I retorted, "Do you think I'm a bad father? Why do you never want me to do anything with the kids?" She flat out denied it and said that is not true. She just doesn't want me overstepping in to take on women's work. It's setting a bad example and I'm acting woke and all these other things. So I asked her what she does think it's okay for me to do for with the kids, and she kinda stopped for a second like she didn't really have an answer. Then she said it's a father's job to be a provider and disciplinarian. I was like, that's it? You think I'm here to make a paycheck and yell at them if they do something bad? And she got upset and said, no, it's just not my job to take over mother's roles, and it makes me less of a man and her less of a woman. At this point, we were both starting to raise our voices, and I looked into the next room, and I was like, can we please try to calm down? We don't need to scare the kids. Can you honestly explain to me why it's a problem for a father to make his kids breakfast and buy his wife flowers? But she just got more upset and said if I didn't understand, then I'm not the man she married, and I'm not godly. Honestly, I just gave up and went out and spent the rest of the day walking around the mall and doing some errands. I came home, and the kids were in bed, and she didn't speak to me, and I slept in the guest bedroom. It's been a couple days now, and we still haven't talked, and frankly, I don't even know what to say to her. The more I think about it, the more upset I get. I keep trying to see it from her perspective, and all I can think is maybe it wasn't right for me to change her alarm, because she might have had things she wanted to do that morning, but this is obviously much bigger than that. Am I overreacting to this? Should I try to find some compromise with her or what?